Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and today I'm coming to you from the south side of the Las Vegas Valley where I'm checking out the International Taco Company. Super happy to have you along. I'll see you inside. And here I am seated at the International Taco Company, nestled away in a strip mall in the south side of the Las Vegas Valley, about 10 to 15 minutes south of the strip, with a very clean and modern interior. And they have all standard seating here along with one large community table. A very inviting and welcoming restaurant. Now, regardless of the vibes, you know it's all about the food for me, so let's take a look at what they have to eat on the menu. Okie dokie, so here is your menu at the International Taco Company. Taste the world authentic ingredients with bold flavors. We're gonna start off with some sides here. These are kind of like appetizers. We've got Mexican rice, nachos, street corn, queso fundido, love that. And then we've got the gourmet tacos, and you have an option between corn flour and crispy tortillas, as well as tostadas, I suppose. And you can see here, we're not looking at very standard tacos. You've got an Italian chicken parmesan, Korean barbecue, Indian inspired, all very unique types of tacos here. Got an American baked potato taco, a Cantonese tofu taco, very cool. We have some fusion sushi here. Little ahi tuna tostada, crispy shrimp tempura, and some sushi tots. And for the kids, you can get some chicken nuggets and quesadillas here as well. And for dessert, we've got cinnamon and sugar churros, a warm butter cake, and a New York cheesecake as well. All right, so there is your menu at the International Taco Company. A lot of very intriguing options, unique spot for sure. And I'm looking forward to trying a lot of it today because you know how it goes in my videos. Every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay. So I'm gonna get a nice variety. Together, we'll see what this place is all about. The appetizers are coming up first. I'll see you in a little bit when they arrive. Welcome back everyone. Now my first round of food is here. Let me give you a view. I got an order of their nachos as well as some guacamole, their street corn, and their queso fundido. Now this is kind of what I was expecting when you think about a Mexican taco shop in terms of appetizers. Let's go and give them a try. First up, these are the nachos. Pretty standard looking nacho here. It's nacho time. Yeah, that's not bad. Now they are using store-bought tortilla chips here, though these are certainly not stale and nice crisp to them. I can't say there's too much going on flavor-wise with the chips, but when it comes to nachos, I'm more about the toppings anyways, but a more robust corn flavor from these chips would be appreciated. I'm pretty sure this is nacho cheese that comes from a can or something similar, though it is salty and a little bit spicy. If you grew up in America, you've probably had this nacho cheese sometime in your lifetime. There's some nice cooling from the sour cream, and a lot of heat from the jalapenos. I definitely had some spice in that bite, though you do get a little bit of a crisp freshness from the lettuce. And the pico de gallo here certainly provides an accent flavor as well. All in all, while not super unique, I'd say this is a pretty standard nacho dish here. Next up, queso fundido. A very thick queso here at the International Taco Company. Get a nice little dip with my chip, and let's give it a try. Yeah, that's not bad. A bit of a grainier texture to this queso fundido, but that said, it is creamy and incredibly rich. Even a little bit of this queso fundido on the chip feels pretty heavy. I'm pretty sure if I ate this entire bowl by myself, I would pass out. The queso has a bit of a milder flavor, but there is a smoky back end, either coming from something like a chipotle or chili powder, or some heat extracted off some peppers. I actually really like that element. I wish it was amped up a little bit more. Not a bad queso fundido here though. I'm gonna be trying the guacamole next. We'll take a chip, give it a nice little dip, and a relatively nice vibrant color to this. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, you know what, not bad. A very fresh tasting guacamole here. The avocados have a nice ripe flavor, and the guacamole has been seasoned well. They've added some cumin to this recipe, and it's pretty good. I like the smoky, pungent flavor it adds. It is enjoyable here. I think my biggest issue with this particular guacamole is that there might be just a little too much citrus. The guacamole is quite sour up front, though it eventually gives way to the rich flavor you're kind of expecting. That initial blast of tart is a bit rough, but that slightly pungent back end with that cumin is actually really good, so I'm liking that a lot. Honestly, not a bad guacamole here. Okie doke, last appetizer I'm gonna be trying today is gonna be the elote corn. A very creamy looking elote corn here. I've got a nice amount on the fork. Let's go in. That's pretty good. Definitely a lot of flavors going on here. Right up front, you get the richness and the flavors of this chipotle cream. It's quite spicy. I wouldn't classify this as mild. There's a definite heat to this. It is a bit of a savory sauce as well. A pretty good sauce there. The bite eventually gives way to the natural sweetness of the corn. The corn is also roasted, providing a little bit of a smokier flavor. And in general, it's pretty good. I do wish the sweetness of the corn was prevailing a little bit more throughout the overall bite, but it's not too much of a detractor. In general, a nice elote corn here. All right, my friends, now that's all of the appetizers I'm trying today. Just a couple more bites, and I'm gonna box this up to go, and we'll go in on our first round of entrees. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. My first round of entrees just got here, and this is looking very interesting. Let me give you a view. Got their ahi tuna tostada, their crispy tempura sushi taco, as well as their sushi tots. And to start off the whole gourmet taco tour, I thought I would try their Cantonese tofu taco, as well as their Jamaican curried cauliflower taco. Really interesting looking here. Let's give them a try. First up, the sushi tots. This is crispy rice with tuna on top, with some kind of sauce. Let's see how it is. Yeah, that's not bad. Now, I absolutely love the quote top section. It's actually crispy fried rice. It has a little bit of a nutty flavor, but a wonderful crispy texture. That part is fun to eat. You have a spicy mayonnaise here, providing a little bit of heat as well as some richness to the bite, and a sweet and smoky eel sauce as well. A little bit of avocado on the top is a nice creamy addition. I think my biggest issue is actually with the tuna. It has a very mushy, pasty texture. I wish there was a little bit more body to that. And in terms of flavor, I wouldn't say I'm able to really get that ahi tuna flavor coming through. But that said, this is a very fun little bite to eat. It's not bad. Next up, the ahi tuna tostada. I wouldn't exactly call this a tostada. It feels a little bit more like a pita bread. And in terms of ingredients, it looks very similar to the elements on top of that sushi tot. Let's go ahead and see how it is. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of this one. Now, I do like the spicy mayo here, and that smoky eel sauce is working well. And the addition of the cucumber providing a little bit of a cool, refreshing flavor is very nice. Some additional freshness coming from that cilantro, and the bite coming from the raw onion here is very good as well. I have two issues with this particular recipe. One, my criticisms of the tuna still stands here. A bit of a mushy texture, not all that satisfying. And speaking of texture, that's the other qualm I have with this dish. This pita tostada on the bottom isn't exactly crispy. It's actually quite soft and a bit floppy. Unfortunately, I can't say I'm a big fan of this one. And the last fusion sushi dish to try is gonna be this puffy taco. A crispy tempura sushi taco. And ingredients-wise, this is looking very similar to the other two dishes, although there's rice here. We'll give it a try. Yeah, you know what, that's not bad. All my previous commentary regarding the tostada stand here, it's the same tuna, the same sauce, the same cucumbers and avocado, as well as some of that sesame seed, though the rice does provide an additional layer. However, what makes this recipe far better than the tostada is the crunch from this puffy taco shell. It's actually very crispy with an airy center. It makes for a fun bite. Because the tuna definitely lacks texturally, you want some more texture coming from something here, and this puffy taco shell is doing just the trick. But I think between the three sushi fusions, I'd probably just go in on that sushi tot. Okie dokie, so it's time to start going in on some tacos here at the International Taco Company. And to start things off, I'm gonna be trying the Cantonese tofu taco. You have your option of going with flour or corn tortillas here. I opted for the flour on this one. And I can already tell there's some kind of a sweet ginger dressing here. I'm excited for this one. Yeah, it's pretty good. I gotta say, for a store-bought tortilla, this is actually pretty good. A nice pliable texture to this, holding together for the taco well. A solid tortilla here. The tofu in the center is medium firmness. It's actually quite nice. Though in typical tofu fashion, I can't say that you taste too much of it. There is a nice freshness coming from this slaw, but it really is just the flavors of the sauce that's front and center here. A sweet ginger dressing with a hint of spice, and it is very tasty. I think it is borderline playing with being too salty, but in general, the flavors are quite good here. Not a bad taco, this is pretty good. And for my last bite from this first round of entrees, I'm going in on their Caribbean jerk cauliflower taco. I opted to try the corn tortilla for this one, and it comes double wrapped as opposed to single wrap for the flour tortilla. Let's see how this one is.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a lot of really great flavors going on in this particular taco. I would say there's more taste here to the corn tortilla as opposed to the flour, but I wouldn't exactly call it an ultra robust flavor. It's just in contrast to the flour. The smoked chipotle mayo sauce here at the International Taco Company is very good. Creamy and rich with a proper amount of spice, an approachable heat that's very delicious. A good smoked chipotle mayo sauce there. We have the elote corn here that's providing a natural sweetness as well as a little bit of that nutty flavor given that it's been properly grilled. And I gotta say, I really like the cauliflower. It has a great taste, a nice curry flavor there, very pungent and aromatic. And then you get a bit of freshness from that cilantro in the back end. I actually do like that cauliflower taco, that's pretty good. All right, everyone, now that's my first round of entrees. I'm gonna continue working on this and then we'll go in on our second round. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. It's time for my second round of entrees, and we're going in on an international round of tacos. We have an Italian chicken parm taco, as well as a Korean barbecue taco, an Indian-inspired taco, an American barbecue pork belly taco, as well as a carne asada Mexican taco. I'm actually really looking forward to this. Let's do it. First up, this is the carne asada taco. I think carne asada seems like a good place to start when it comes to a taco tour. Here we go. Yeah, that's good. I've opted for the corn tortilla on this carne asada taco, and you've already heard my thoughts on that. So we'll go ahead and move on to the carne asada itself, which I gotta say is very good. A very tender and juicy carne asada here. Savory, just a little bit of tang, and a nice smoky flavor to it as well. A good carne asada here. You have a little bit of that guacamole from earlier, and the spice is working very well in this taco. And you also have a red salsa here providing an additional kick, as well as a bit of a spicy brightness that brings a lot of flavor to the taco. This is a good carne asada taco. We're off to a good start. Next up, we're going to India. Looks like some kind of a chicken tikka type of taco here. And I see a cool yogurt sauce. And I also got this on the corn tortilla. Let's give it a try. Wow, that's really good. That is the most flavor I've had by far today. A very enjoyable Indian taco here. What I thought was a chicken tikka is much closer to a chicken masala or a butter chicken. Similar spices, it's well cooked, a nice tender chicken meat there with a tangy tomato flavor and a lot of pungent spices. It's very good. We have a mint yogurt in here providing a little bit of cooling, which is very welcome because this is a spicy taco. The serrano chilies in here have a lot of heat. I can feel beads of sweat forming on my forehead right now. Now I gotta say, if you're a fan of Indian food, which I am, you're gonna love this taco. A really great butter chicken flavor and a lot of spice. This is really flavorful, I like it a lot. Next up, I'm going home with the Korean taco. A beef short rib taco here in a Korean style. I can already see little bits of kimchi in here, which is feeling very nostalgic. The Korean beef taco. That is very tasty. An incredibly tender and juicy short rib here. A nice beefy flavor to that, accented with a beautiful Korean glaze. A little bit of umami from some soy sauce, as well as sweetness from sugar, and a marvelous amount of garlic. It's really good. A sour, tangy, slightly spicy kimchi provides a little bit of respite from that rich beef, with a little bit of a nuttiness coming from the sesame seeds. Some pickled onions and carrots here provide a little bit of a fresh crunch. And all together, it's coming together very well. I'm a big fan of this taco. Next up, this is chicken parmesan taco. Now this is the first taco listed on the menu, so I'm imagining it's one of their signatures. And I love chicken parm and I love tacos. Hopefully together they taste great, right? Let's give it a shot. Yeah, that's pretty tasty. Now they are using dark meat chicken, so it's quite juicy, and a nice tender cook to that. Good chicken thigh here. Now, opposed to anything like a zesty marinara sauce, they're using a much more creamy vodka-based sauce here. It's quite a sweet sauce, which is counterbalanced by a lot of the saltiness coming from the mozzarella cheese and the Parmesan cheese as well. There's some breadcrumbs on the top of this taco, providing a little bit of a texture crunch, and a good garlicky flavor throughout this taco. Overall, it does taste fine. While I do think the vodka sauce could use a little bit more of a savory element, in general, it all does come together very well. A nice chicken parm taco right here. And the last taco to try for today is gonna be from the USA. This is the pork belly barbecue taco. Incredibly fat and very rich looking, and a really thick slice of pork belly I can see here. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, that's pretty good. You're effectively eating something like a barbecue baked potato here. I do not taste the tortilla at all. It really just feels like a vessel for the rest of this flavor. You actually do have some thinly cut, crispy potatoes in here, providing their starchy flavor, very much like a rich baked potato. There's a fair amount of butter there as well. It's a good taste. The pork belly is relatively salty, but incredibly smoky. There's a nice fatty richness coming from that pork belly as well. It makes for a satisfying bite. The cheese is rich, as is the sour cream, though it does provide a bit of a cooling flavor. The barbecue sauce is bold and tangy and very sweet, and you do get a little bit of bite coming from that green onion in the aftertaste. While the flavors aren't bad, I do think it's a little bit imbalanced. The smokiness of the pork belly is relatively overwhelming in the flavor profile of this taco. I think if they could tone down that smoky element just a little bit, this could be really, really good. All right, everyone, now that's all of the food I'm trying today. I am really full, so I think just a couple more bites. I'm gonna box this all up to go, and then we'll do some dessert up next. Don't go anywhere, because sweets are coming up. And welcome back, everyone. It's time for some dessert, and today I went in on their butter cake. You have an option between churros, cheesecake, and butter cake. And I was in a butter cake mood today, topped with some strawberry sauce. And I gotta admit, I am pretty full, but I'm gonna activate the dessert stomach so we can give this a try. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. A nice warm butter cake here, very sweet, ultra decadent. Almost a caramel-like flavor, a bit of a nutty sweetness here. It's very good. Now this butter cake is very dense, but it does have a moist and cakey center with just a hint of crisp to that outer exterior. Powdered sugar here provides an additional sweetness, as well as a fruity flavor coming from the strawberry sauce. Now this is a bottled strawberry sauce, so I wouldn't say it tastes super fresh. It does have a bit of that manufactured flavor, but it certainly doesn't detract from the butter cake at all. It still does work as a nice little accent taste. Honestly, a fine butter cake here. All right, everyone, now that's gonna do it for my dinner here at the International Taco Company in Las Vegas. My meal came out to just under $150 today after tip, and I really had a good time. Such a cool restaurant here, offering a lot of variety with some really good recipes that I found tasty. Their char grilled elote corn was quite good from the appetizer round. And while I can't really recommend any of their sushi options, I did like a lot of their tacos. Both the vegan tacos I tried today were great. The Cantonese tofu as well as the Jamaican curried cauliflower. But my two favorite tacos, hands down, were the Indian-inspired taco. That butter chicken flavor was immaculate. And my other favorite was the Korean barbecue taco. And I'm not just saying that because I'm Korean American. All the flavors there were really solid. While not the best I've had, I actually did enjoy that butter cake today as well. A very sweet treat at the end of the meal. And so if you're in the south side of the Las Vegas Valley and you're looking for some very unique recipes, I think you can find some pretty good stuff here at the International Taco Company. All right, my friends, now that's gonna do it for this Tuesday video where I check out a local spot here in the Las Vegas Valley. Coming this Saturday, I'm gonna be returning to the Las Vegas Strip to continue my quest of vlogging every restaurant on Las Vegas Boulevard, as well as downtown on Fremont Street. Make sure you come back for that one. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great week, and I hope you enjoy Vegas with me, Shin. Bye.